If you think the Christian Broadcasting Network on TV is bad, wait until you get a load of the crap that they're putting on the internet Christian broadcasting. It's unbelievable. This is Oklahoma Pastor John Benefiel, and he's going to discuss how he ended a drought and lowered unemployment in his state by prayer.
Which is really a prayer to God, is what it is.
Right.
It's not actually addressing Baal directly, although it's okay. This is asking God to grant us a freedom from divorce from this
cut
entity.
it off.
Yes, to cut it off. And as we have done that in our state, we've seen wonderful things happen. I remember in 2006, the fall of 2006, Chuck Pierce gave a prophecy that he said, watch where the rivers rise. Those are places that, and the rains come, those are places that will be visited by the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when he said that, Texas and Oklahoma were in severe drought. And when he said that, I thought, oh, goodness, how are we going to have the rivers? The rivers are dry. There was no rain in sight, no rain forecast at all. But literally, the day after we first used this Baal divorce decree in 2007, we declared it in a meeting together. The rains came, and we ended up having more rain between February and June of 2007 than any other 12-month period in history. At one point, and we did it in Texas, we did it in Kansas, and we did it in Missouri. And at one point, every river and every lake in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri were at or above flood stage. And that's what Chuck had prophesied, that when you see this happen, those are areas targeted for a Holy Spirit invasion. So to take it on further now, our city has prospered so much that when the recession started, Forbes magazine rated Oklahoma City the #1 recession-proof city in the nation. Wow. And it literally has happened just exactly that way. In Oklahoma City, it's official that for the last 4 years, virtually every month, the last 4 years, we've had the lowest unemployment rate of any city in the nation of over 1 million population. That's not an accident. That's God's blessings. Yeah. And having dealt with Baal, now that doesn't mean we're experts. There's more for us to learn, okay? We haven't arrived. But having repented of, this is what you said earlier, program, 2 Corinthians 7:14, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways. Basically, this Baal divorce decree is turning from our wicked ways, maybe in ways we didn't even know were wicked. Then God says, I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin, and I will heal their land.
Prayer against Baal and divorce, he said earlier on there, I think, made the rain come when there was a drought and lowered unemployment. I'd actually like to talk to this guy because he seems genuine in his belief. It seems like he actually believes that his prayer was able to affect the weather and affect the unemployment rate. Like, what is going on in that guy's head? If you sit down and have a conversation with him and you try to explain to him, like, look, man, I just want to lay out a couple things here. Maybe the reason why the unemployment rate was lowered had more to do with, for example, the stimulus package that was passed, and more to do with, targeted governmental efforts to improve the economy. And, there's a bunch of different things that might go into it. Maybe it doesn't have to do with you praying, or maybe you might consider the idea of a coincidence for the rain at the time you prayed. Every time they've studied rain or weather and how prayer affects it, the answer is that it doesn't affect it. I just want you to realize, do you understand that when other people hear you say that, they think you're crazy? I actually want to have a conversation with him because I'm amazed at what goes on in his head. It's stunning to me because it's so different from what goes on in people's heads that I know and what goes on in my own head. He really believes it. He really believes it. I mean, that's so out there. That's so out there. And, here's what I want to say to everybody else. Think about what you just saw there in this way. It's funny how if you take everything that he just said, if you make it, instead of this white guy wearing a jacket, if you made it a really skinny guy with dark skin, an Aboriginal person from Australia, the rural areas of Australia, or whatever, from Papua New Guinea or some area in Zaire. You put some face paint on him, no shirt on him, guy's holding a spear, and he has a couple feathers in his hair, and you have him say verbatim the same shit that he said right there, everybody in the country be like, "Oh, that's cute, the primitive little tribesman who's been stuck in the 15th century. That's adorable." But when it's somebody who's part of the Christian religion, the religion which, by the way, 76% of the American people are part of, and he says it in America while wearing a jacket while on the internet, and in his calm white man demeanor with a posture of his back and his white hair, and he looks distinguished, and he says it. Why are people not flipping out and saying, "I'm leaving the religion"? If I asked you, if it was the guy, the person from a tribe in Africa or Papua New Guinea, and he said the same thing, and I asked you, "Oh, are you? Would you consider yourself part of the same group as them? Are you part of the same belief system as them? Whatever that happens to be. Do you pray to the tribal gods of whatever?" You'd be like, "No, I'm not part of that group." No, the obvious myth. These are obvious myths. Of course not. That's so silly. But if I ask you, "Are you part of the same group as this guy?" "Oh, you're a Christian like him?" What are you going to say? 76% of Americans. "Yes, I am. I'm with him. I'm on his team. Yes, he's on my team." Is that really the guy who you want on your team?